Yo YouTube, how's it going? Back here with a spot review on Echo Cove Southside. Gonna be going over Big Mo, which is about 11A, and then Bigger Mo, which is like, I don't know, 11CD, something like that. And they're both really good climbs for top roping, and they share the same anchor, but a little disclaimer, after shooting these videos, the anchor got chopped by someone, so gonna be a little time before the park gets permits to put the bolts back in, so you will have to build an anchor for this one. As of now, we'll do an update as soon as the anchor gets put back in, but there are other lines to the left and to the right that are 11 as well that do have anchors, so you can always climb on those. Another fun fact about Big Mo is that it has been soloed, and soloed quite often. The person most famous for doing this was Brad Gobright, and he'd solo it all the time. You can see pictures of him doing it on Mountain Project, and with that, let's get into the video. There's my good buddy Parker. Parker, thanks for the belay. He, right after me, crushed this one as well. I think he climbed it a lot better than me. But yeah, so here's the start of Big Mo 11A. Not much to say to you about the start. It is kind of slick because it's climbed on so much, so a lot of the friction has been worn off, so definitely be careful starting it. You know, you don't want to slip and hit the ground with some rope drag, right? So pulling up into this section here is pretty simple, and right about here is where it starts to get, you know, tensiony. And so we'll zoom in here, and right off the bat, I make a mistake. You know, I've climbed this one a bunch, and still I made a mistake on it. So yeah, I grabbed it with the kind of a pinch grip, but you want to grab it with thumb down, pinky up with that Gaston grip. And that makes that hold just orient your body in a much better way with your arm, so that, as you can see, I have my left foot will kind of swing out, and that's just because of having a bad sequence there. So if I would have done it the right way, I would have not had to hold that tension there. And this is the crux move right there. So shorter people can get all established up in that Waco and kind of work up the side of that big brown flake that I'm on to get to it, but taller people can skip that and do the dead point like I did. And all these holds are pretty good. So right up into here, if you hit this, you know, that big move, you're doing pretty good. And you can do this easier climbing, which is probably like 5'9", 5'8", and you're trying to get up to the big horizontal. You see me shaking my hands. I'm like freezing at this point. It was a really cold day, even though it was sunny out, but we had a lot of wind. Probably should have had like a jacket on or something. But yeah, I got through it. So get into the horizontal, and it goes deep back, that horizontal crack. It goes like, you know, almost like a foot deep into there. So you can get your good feet like I am and get a nice little rest. So while I'm resting, let's talk about some of these other climbs. Now I'll have links to all these climbs in the description, and this one's called Ground Up or Shut Up, one of the harder ones on the wall. Hardest part is definitely getting off the ground and then the end. Classic J tree climbing, hard beginning, hard end, and a lot of moves in between. But definitely suggest this one. Here we have Boulder Dash 5'9", which is really excellent. The easiest one on the wall, and you could use it as a warm-up maybe. And it has that really cool dihedral open book feature that you can see the climber on right now, and that's kind of the highlight of the whole climb. And yeah, you should definitely try that one. So the last two climbs I want to highlight on this wall is Larry and Curly. They're both right around low 11, 11A, 11 minus, and actually have not climbed these two, but I am going to. Now that Big Mo doesn't have an anchor, we'll go back and climb Larry and Curly, because they do, and they look really fun. So I'll be back with a little video on this, but still I suggest them because I've heard great things. All right, back to climbing. Hands are kind of warm. I still remember them being pretty cold. So you get in this horizontal, and from where I was, that's where Bigger Mo goes up. But for Big Mo, you trend left like I am, and yeah, rope always gets stuck there. So I do a little toe cam to help me whip that rope around the rocks, and can't see it too well, but there's this big crack right up here, and it goes all the way up to the next horizontal. So kind of a good chance. Right here's right before it turns on again. So try to get some chalk and a couple breaths in, because once you bust up to this next big horizontal, it's on. Where I am with the right foot, that's about the only foot you have. The rest is kind of disappears, and as you see, I start doing the splits and forgetting the sequence, and there we go. Smile for the camera. Yeah, you don't need to do that, so don't do that. I think you can actually just go straight up from where I am to finish it, but I always get confused because there's so many holds, and yeah, you see me kind of just messing around and grabbing everything. But yeah, you know, it's all there. It's just there's really not a lot of chalk because I think this is right after the rain, and people don't get up to that part too much. So yeah, it gets a little hard, and you can definitely fall here. I see people fall here all the time. So you just want to keep it together and, you know, remember your technique, shake it out, stay calm, and, you know, find the good holds. And in order to climb like that, you need to just have good endurance, and you can get endurance real easily by training on your hangboard every day. And yeah, I know everyone hates doing that, but it's the best thing you can do for yourself. All right, so time for Bigger Mo, 511 plus top rope, as Mountain Project would grade it. And this has the same intro start as Big Mo, and then instead of trending left, like I was saying, you just go directly up, and you do this really cool move. You get a right hand kind of grainy, slopey hold, and you get a really good undercut, under clean, like maybe like 11, 12 millimeters in cut, and you get a high right foot, and then you make this dead point reach to about a 20 millimeter in cut rail. And then I do a left foot toe cam to keep the tension for the match. And once you get that match, it's done. All the hard climbing's done. You just got to finish the head wall and have the endurance for it. And for me, I like this line just a little more because it does go direct, and you kind of skip out on all that climbing around everything. And I do like the direct finish more. Like I said, I haven't really figured out the more direct finish to Big Mo. Maybe next time I'll go back, I'll fiddle with it and try to find the right sequence so I don't have to do that traverse over. But still, yeah, this one is really cool as suggested. I don't see too many people going for it. Everyone mostly just does Big Mo, but maybe we'll see it get climbed a little more. And yeah, you know, I'll be back with another video on this area and give you an update if the anchors get put back in, and hopefully we'll get on Larry and Curly and do another lap on Ground Up or Shut Up. See y'all soon.